considering the fact that this video might be some difficult for some people to follow because it includes some changes in the configuration files, in several configuration files. So I thought of putting a link in the description from where you can just click and download a zip package. From there is a shell script that I have designed, which you can just run in order to install Awesome and all the other packages that you need. And along with that, you can just apply this theme just by running the script. So you can just sit back after running the script and it will apply and do everything for you, so that you know your system is ready for using this theme that I showcased a little bit earlier. So let's continue with the video. Hello everyone, today I'm back with another awesome window manager customization video, and I recently made one, but however, you know, it was my first window manager customization video, so I didn't make much changes there and I kept it very simple. So in this video I'm going to change it further and take it up to the next level and make it look a little bit better. And obviously this will not be a very complex one. I will try to keep everything simple, because awesome window managers are meant to keep things simple and lightweight. There is no need for a lot of things like dock and all, but still, just for beautification, we can include certain things so that it looks much better than the default configurations. For the first step, you need to open terminal. So if you have EA, you can use that and install the packages, that is awesome git. Now you can also go with the normal version of Awesome, or you can go for the awesome git version. I'm installing the git version because I need it in my future upcoming videos. So for the next step, you can go and install Polybar. And you might think that yes, Awesome has its own bar, that is the status bar, that is the VBar, and yes, customizing VBar can also be done, but recently I made a video with KDE and Polybar, so I thought of why not experimenting something else instead of using the default VBar on Awesome. So quickly, let us just log out and log into Awesome Window Manager. And now finally we have entered the Awesome Window Manager, and as you can see, it is using the default Awesome config. So let us start customizing the config that we have. So for that, let us open the terminal. So you can open the terminal, and if you want, you can use this Awesome, you can go for the hotkeys and see what are the hotkeys that are there. So it will be much easier to follow. So for example, to open the terminal, you can go for super plus enter button. So if I go for super plus enter, you can see I can launch the terminal. So I can launch as many instances as I want just by pressing the super plus enter button. So that's a good thing. And by default it uses xterm as the terminal. As you can see, this is xterm. So let's go for gedit, and the default configurations files are there in .config /awesome /rc.lua. So this is the configuration file. Okay, so for the first thing that we will do is we are going to remove all these parts from the file, so that we just have the tiled layouts for using the window manager. Now let us go to the title bars. We are also going to remove the title bars. So you can just comment out these lines and that should work. Now let's go for the VBar configuration. So we are not going to use the VBar, instead we will be using the Polybar, right? So for that we need to remove the VBar part. You can just see where this bracket ends and you can just delete this portion. Then click on Ctrl+S, that should save everything. And let us just make this smaller and let's open the terminal, another instance of the terminal, and type awesome K in order to see whether the configuration file does not have any syntax error. So it doesn't have in this case. You can just right click on awesome and click restart. So as you can see, the V bar has been removed, and here the V bar has been removed, and we have tiled configuration for everything. So let us close this terminal window by clicking exit. That should do the work. Now we can add some gaps, right? So we can add some gaps. So in any part, let's go to the end of the config file, and let's add here custom configs. So let us add some gaps. So beautiful underscore useless dash, beautiful dot useless dash gaps equals 20. Save the file. Let's see whether everything is fine or not. Oops, sorry. Okay, there might be some problem that we have done. Oops, I have added a S in the end, so that was a problem. Let's see whether it works fine now. Did we save it? Sorry, did we save it? Yeah, now it's fine. So right click on restart, and there we go. There are some fine gaps that are added in between, which helps you see the wallpaper in the window manager. So after adding the gaps, now let us start changing the colors, right? The colors need to be changed. So let's open the, okay, let's change the menu. So go for my menu, my awesome menu. Here is the one, and it looks really weird not to have capitals in the front part. Great. And here you go. Whoops. Open terminal. And here you can change the terminal to a terminal of your choice. For my case, I can select the gnome dash terminal. That should do the work. And for the image, you can change it to any image you want, or you can keep it blank if you want it to be blank. So let me add another list here. Let's for example change it to browser will do, comma Firefox. Now let us add files, comma Nautilus. That's great. Oops, I gave a full stop here by mistake. That should be good. Now let us see whether the file is correct. Yes, it is. Just click on restart, and there you go. You have these options that are there. Now, while those options are good, yes, they are small in size, so you can also change the size if you want. So for that, you can go for beautiful dot menu underscore height equals 20. I guess that should be good. Let us check if everything is fine. Click on restart to see the changes instantly, and there you go, you have much more space for these things. So let's select the width. Now we can select the width to be like 160. Oops, 160, or we can go for 260. Would be too much. We can go for 200. 200 would be good. Restart. Ooh, I forgot to change this menu.width, menu_width, so don't make mistakes. Haha, it looks very weird. I guess restart was here. I forgot where was restart. Well, not a problem. We will see the config. It's in the second last option. We have restart. Yeah, looks much better. If you want, you can reduce the length up to some more extent. You just need to keep on tweaking in order to understand the correct value that your computer needs. For example, I guess for mine it would be 180 would be enough, and yeah, 180 is good. So, and now let us open the browser. We need the browser now. So finally, let us search for Everforest GTK theme. Okay, there we go. Select any picture from here. We just need the colors because we are going to use the theme, right? So we need the colors. Copy the image link and just search for online color picker. And here, as you can see from the picture, you can pick up any color. You can click on use your own image, click website URL, enter the URL and click OK. Wait for them to process the thing, and then it should be ready. You should be able to choose the colors. While they are doing it, let us complete our task here. So since we are writing down everything here, let's do it at the same place. Beautiful dot menu bg normal. Oops. Menu bg focus. Let's go for the foreground now, and finally let's go for foreground normal. I like to change the image, the colors from here. I love to change the colors from here. So let us just copy the hex code for the colors, that is the red, green and blue all together, and it should be the background during focus. Yeah, and for the foreground during focus, it should be this dark color. We don't need foreground normal, so let me just comment that out. You can change it if you like. For the background normal, we are going to use the same color, that is this one. So slowly and steadily we are going to change the entire experience to something that looks very close to the Everforest theme. And I love this theme. This is really great. Okay, that should be good. So I don't think we need any quick testing, but Also, just to be safe, you can run awesomek, and the syntax errors are not there. Click on restart, and that should change the color of the menu that you're going to use there. So as you can see, the colors are all changed. So this is a kind of right click that you do on the desktop, right? So I will also provide a menu accordingly. Don't worry about that. Now the time has come to install another package. So you need to use yay to install font manager git. So I've already installed this, so I'm not going to press the enter button to install it again. So you can go for that and install. So let's open the font manager, and here it is. From the search families, you can search for a font that will be automatically installed. That is the Awesome fonts. Here is the Font Awesome brands, and here is the Font Awesome free. So we can go for the menu font, right? If we can find something related to the menu, that would be great. Menu, is there anything? Okay, for the file explorer, we have got the font, I've got the text for that. So let's add it to files. I hope this works. I don't know whether it will work or not. So if it works, it will look good. Let's see if it have any syntax error first. In terminal, awesomek, doesn't have any syntax errors. Restart, and yes, it works. It looks really good and kind of minimalist, right? So just to add some more, we don't need space in the site. It is quite good without the space. Click on restart, and that looks good. Oops. So you basically need to see and understand that accordingly. Now let's go for browser. I don't know if the search is working or not, because it's really difficult to find the app emojis from here. Well, it's not a problem. This is a compass. Okay, let's go for font awesome and search if it is present there. This can be used in place of the internet part. That's it. Now finally for the terminal, right? Okay, I can't find anything closer to terminal than this. I don't know what this represents. This represents maximize, but it kind of looks like the terminal, so I'm going to use that. For the next part, it is the menu. So you can use anything that represents the menu. For my case, I think this one will look too good. and remove this icon part because we are not going to use the icon with that. So save, and let's see if we have any problems. No, we don't. Right click, restart, and you have these cool little icons that are there. Also for hotkeys, manuals, edit config, restart and quit, you also can add icons of your choice. I hope there are no syntax errors. Just let us go and check. No, there aren't any. Click on restart, and there you go, all the small icons are there to choose from, and they look really good, right, with the rest of the theme. Okay, now the first part is done. Now let's go on and let us install PyCom Jonaberg. Use yay and install PyCom Jonaberg. So let us continue. Here is the name, and press the enter button. Continue with the installation. Choose default options and enter your password in order to continue with the installation. And wait for a few minutes or seconds in order to install, for the installation to complete. This is one of the best part of using Arch Linux, which I'm currently experiencing from now, that I can easily install anything that I want just by using a package name from the GitHub. I can install almost anything that is in the AUR. It's really interesting, and I'm very much impressed with this ability of Arch Linux. Okay, for the installation is done, so let's just check it if it is running properly or not. Yes, it is running properly, as you can see. Also, there are some cool transitions, fade transitions between. Okay, now even if you open the hotkeys, you will see that there are transitions. And the transitions here do not have any animations. You can easily just go and edit their config file in order to go on with all these things. So let us just close the terminal, or let us open Firefox here. Let us close the terminal and search for PyCom Jonaberg config. And this is the PyCom Jonaberg config that they have, and here we have a number of documentations which you can see. Let's click on raw, and so that we can easily copy it, and let's close this. Okay, now let's open, oops, sorry. Let's open the terminal, and from here let's open gedit. Okay, you can also open gedit by pressing Windows, the mod plus P. From here you will get this menu that is up there, and open any software from there. So that is also an option. So I already have gedit opened here, so for that it is opening those in new tab over here. If you want, you can open it in a new window, just like I did here. So let us now, okay, let us get back and open the browser. I guess we forgot to copy it. Let's go, oops, sorry. Let's get PyCom Jonaberg config. Click on raw, Control A, Control C, and paste everything here. So for the time being, we can save this in the documents folder with the name. Let's name something very easy, such as p.conf. save, and it's done. Now for applying that, we can open the terminal and search for, and let's see pycom help if anything is different here. Okay, so here we have config. This one, we need to use that and use this config path. So we can just close pycom. Let us search where pycom is open. Here is the place it is open. Let us close pycom and get back here and use pycom config /documents/p.conf. That should be working, and as you can see, it is currently using the config that is there. So even here, if I just quickly change between the stuff that is there, so Windows Shift H or L, there are still no animations that they have added. Oops. This is the thing. Press F11 to enter full screen, and here are animations, right? So let's go for rounded corners. Let's go for 10. See how it looks. $20. Okay, 20 looks better. I guess 25 will look better. And no, 25. I would like to go for 23. 20 is better. Okay. So there are certain things that you can exclude from the rounded corners. For example, Firefox, Thunderbird, Nemo, dmenu. So if you just open this, as you can see, it has been excluded from the rounded corners and it doesn't look weird, right? So that's a good thing. Okay, click escape to in order to close that. Now for the shadows, you can enable shadows and you can increase the radius to something more. Let us use a white background before that so that it becomes more visible. So, and for wallpaper, you can use Awesome's default configuration file in order to change the wallpaper, or you can go and install something that is much easier to set up, such as Nitrogen. So Nitrogen is a graphical user interface based wallpaper setting application that is quite useful and handy. Even in the previous video, I used Nitrogen. So let's use Yay in order to install Nitrogen, or you can even use Pac-Man if you want. Press Y. Okay, I already had Nitrogen, and for starting Nitrogen, just enter Nitrogen here, and there you go, that is Nitrogen. And let us go to preferences and click on add. And from here we can go to downloads. Okay, and you can select any folder. For example, let us select the download folder, click on OK, and here is a wallpaper which you can apply. Or if you want something that is based on lighter, you can choose a lighter version of a wallpaper for the time being, just to see how the shadows are getting implemented and if they are looking weird or not. So here we have the shadows part. Let's go for 12. Let's see how it looks with 12. Okay, let's go with 20. Looks good. Let's go with 30. Okay, I guess 25 should be good. Shadow opacity is 0.75, it's fine. And for the offset, I want it to be coming directly from the back part. So for the offset, we can select this to be, let's see where it goes if I change the offset. Okay, -20. Okay, it's working. -25. That works. And for the Y, you can choose same -25. Let's see. And that looks good. You can also choose a different colored shadow if you want. You can exclude notifications and all to have shadows, right? Here are some fading animations which you can choose. You can change their speed and all for the animation to fade between windows and opening and closing of animations. And then we have transparency or opacity, and then we have the background blurring part. Now it is time to enable the blur options, right? We all love blur, and remove all the commenting that they have done there and enable them so that you can change maximum parameters as you like while changing the blur. Now let us save it. Now for the blur to work, you need to start PyComp and enable experimental backends and select the config file, which is there at documents /p.conf. And there you go. We start with the blur. There is a very subtle amount of blur, if you can see. I don't know if you can see, but there is a very subtle amount of blur that has been applied. Okay, I guess we need to comment this out because we have two methods that are conflicting with one another. Now it is working properly. Now you can reduce the blur amount to some extent if you like. Let's reduce it to 10, and you can change the deviation to 1 if you like. So it will look like this. And you can reduce the strength further down to 5 if you want to see the background slightly to be visible here. And now you can see all these side parts, like, right? And the fact is that in the previous customization video also there were certain side parts that were visible, those weird boxes that were coming out. But when the installation is done with the script that I will be providing in the description below, and they magically just go away for some reason. So you can use the script either, or you can just install it, and I guess after a restart or something like that it will be fixed. So let's continue. Okay, we can continue to use PyComp just by putting B so that the process will continue to work in the background, and that looks really good. Now to start PyComp automatically, we need to make sure that PyComp is in a place where you can easily start it with this one, this awesome. So that part is done. Now let us move on with Polybar. So let's open the terminal. Mod enter should open the terminal, and you can search, you can just enter Polybar, and that should start Polybar. This is Polybar, as you can see here. And this, don't worry about this icon. I was just testing out things, so it might look weird, but I'm going to change everything that are there. Make some simple changes in the Polybar in order to make it look better. Okay, let's open I forgot where Polybar config files are stored. This is it. This is the config file that we are going to edit. Now it opens in read only. That is because you need to open it in sudo. It is inside the root directory. Sudo, enter the password, enter, and there you go. Now you can start off with editing the Polybar. For the background and the foreground, we are going to select the colors that we have selected in the previous setting while we were changing the rc.lua. Here we have set the colors, right? So for the normal color, we are going to select this, and for the foreground should be whatever it is. Okay, there is a background alternative version, so let us change that to something else. And at this point, I'm just going to experiment out the things that are there and see how they are getting reflected or changed. Okay, let me just go to another place. Let's open the terminal and start Polybar.
So now I'm adding this audio from my laptop, so it might not sound that good, but after this point I basically kept on experimenting with the config of Polybar in order to get whatever is looks the best for my setup. So I will just show you the file there in a minute, and I'm going to talk about that whatever I've basically changed, taken the default configuration file and changed the names that were there. For example, CPU, sound, volume, or whatever that was there. I just changed them to replaced them with the font Awesome, so that I can use icons in place of those text. And then I basically changed the color scheme as I showed you earlier, and I have put some icons in the center part of the Polybar from where I can access some applications quickly if I want to. And I've also created a spacer which basically helps me add space in Polybar easily, so that I have done. And that's all what I have done with Polybar. Very simple changes, but it does look really nice. And for the menu part, I am currently adding Rofi, and I thought of customizing Rofi, but then the video became so long that I thought that Rofi customization should be done in a separate, an alternative video. So I'm just going to use Albert Launcher in place of that menu option, hamburger menu that I have added in the logo, that I have added icon that I have added in the left side of the Polybar.
While yes, you can get away with Rofi, but there is also but this video is becoming too long, so I would just install Albert, which is a little bit easier to use and would generally go with the theme that I'm currently using. So for that, just open the terminal. Customization of Rofi I will be doing in the next video. Let's close this one and open one in the next window. So for installing Albert, you can use EA for installing Albert, and that's it. Okay, my keyboard was not working due to some reason. I had to restart Awesome, and it just changes the wallpaper to normal for some weird reason. And let's start Albert from here. Right, now you can easily open Albert by typing Albert toggle, and there you go. As you can see, the Albert becomes visible. Now let us exit this, and let us now open the terminal again and open the configuration file enter the password, and there you go. Now search for menu. Albert toggle. Save it. Now let us close this and let us now get back to rc.lua. There it is. Now search for spawn. Copy this. And enter Albert. That's it. Done. Now for the next part, we need to install the Everforest GTK theme. For that, just search for Everforest GTK. Oops, I don't have internet connected. Just wait a few seconds. Let me just connect my internet. That's it. Try again. It should work now. Yeah. Here is the Everforest GTK theme. You just need to get these files, download. We need the borderless version. Here is the dark borderless version. Download. That's it. Done. Open the files. Extract. I will do a quick restart and then I will say whether those weird corners are visible or not. Okay, for extracting you need to make sure that you have the folder, that is the .themes folder, has been enabled here or not. So if it is not there, you just need to create a theme, .themes folder, create, and this is the place where you need to extract everything. The extraction is done, as you can see. Now let's open GNOME tweaks. Sorry, GNOME tweaks. Go to appearance, and for the legacy application, select Everforest Dark BL. Now everything won't change here if you're using GNOME tweaks. If things don't change, like the one that has happened just now, you just need to go, need not worry, you just right click, open the terminal and install LX appearance. Enter your password. It will take a few minutes or seconds. Just wait for the installation to be done. Oh, I guess it was already installed. Was it? There it is. Click Everforest Dark BL, click on apply. And I hope it will work. We just need to close the applications and then restart the apps to check them out if they are working or not. Files, yeah, that's it. It's using Everforest. Close. Let's open the terminal. There you go. It's also using Everforest theme. And whichever your apps you are using, let me just restart Awesome, and you should be having the Albert launcher here. So there you go, it's the Albert launcher. There is also settings here. If you just go here to the themes part, you can select a variety of themes. You can choose any one out of these. You can choose dark theme, dark blue theme, dark green theme, and more. Let's just go with the dark theme for the time being. The Firefox also gets automatically themed with that. Now let us get the icon pack for this theme, right? So let's open Firefox. There is some weird borders, right? We are also going to also going to address those problems that are there. And for the time being, let us just go on with the Everforest GTK theme, and let's select an appropriate icon pack that they are providing. So we have the Everforest icon themes. It's basically the Tokyo Night icon themes. Let me just see how they look. Pretty decent. But I don't find any instance other than the file manager. Inside the file manager when you are going to use the icons. So it is important that the file manager icons appear properly. So someone suggested me to use the papyrus icons. Okay, there we have the yellow folders version. Just click on download and wait for the download to complete. That's it, the download is done. Now open the papyrus icon theme. We need the papyrus dark version. Create a new folder, .icons. Oh, .icon is already there. Just open .icons. Let us just extract all of them here. Skip, replace nothing. And yeah, the icons are changing. Wow. They look a little bit more consistent, and yes, the yellow color is not this bright in our theme, but something is better than nothing, right? So yeah, looks good. So for the final step, I think it's important that we create a good wallpaper. For the screen, I will be back with a good wallpaper after I make one in my laptop. So I'm back with all the wallpapers. So I've basically created 4 wallpapers, and they are very simple, and one of the wallpaper is very much similar to the one that I have used in the previous video. So I'll just copy them to the pictures folder, and oops, that's it. Now we just need to close them, and let's now launch nitrogen, and there we go. Now go to preferences, click on add, go to pictures, select OK. There you get all the wallpapers. So you can choose any one of them. Let me choose this one, click apply, and as you can see, the wallpaper changes. So this is the wallpaper that I'm going to use with my system, and it looks really nice. It also goes with the current theming that I have done, the entire theming, so it looks really nice. Now if we open the terminal and if we edit the Polybar configuration a little bit, I guess this is the one. Yeah. So there are some borders that are there. We just need to remove the borders. Should that work? Just click it, restart, and reapply the wallpaper. I guess the border problem has been addressed up to some extent, and to see it in a better manner, let me just log out and log back in. And yes, the border problem has been addressed. As you can see, it does not show those weird borders there. And here is Albert Launcher. If you like, you can just search whatever you need from there. Then you can open Terminal or the web browser, gedit, Nautilus, and more. You can even open, what is this? The Tweaks app from here. And you can mute or unmute the audio. You can change the audio settings from there, and that's pretty much you can do. And right click enables you to view these options. So if you see these weird borders are not going in any way, and they are not leaving you, then you can start tweaking with the shadow opacity. So it might be able to help you. So you can decrease the opacity to, let me just decrease it to 20. So as you can see, as you decrease the opacity, those borders become lesser and lesser visible. And if you want, you can just remove the shadows. So for just removing the shadows, you can just put the opacity to be at 0.0, and that should remove the shadows there in the background. But without the shadows, you will see that there are no problems with these corners that are there. And if you want shadow and at the same time you don't want to see weird corners, then you need to get rid of the rounded corners. So that's the only option that's available here. And for other things, if you don't know any fix for this, then please do list it down in the comment section. But because for this I couldn't find any possible fix for that problem. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. I hope you like my theming of Awesome Window Manager, and thank you guys for suggesting to move a level up to window managers, and I'm really enjoying making these videos. But this channel is more than just making videos on Linux customizations. So I want to extend this channel to with a sub-series, with a series that I'm going to launch, that is the Uncover Plus. And I'm planning to use animations and all. I really like to animate stuff, make simple animations in learn and make them in After Effects, or I was even trying to learn Blender. So I would like to implement them in my videos more and more, and the only way I can do is that by explaining stuff. Okay, so I can make videos on Linux related videos, uncovering the operating systems and all that I make already under a sub-series, under a series that is called the Uncover. For example, I recently make some videos on Linux operating system reviews. Those were all under Uncover, and I really can't use those animations there, right? So I thought of shifting, of including Uncover Plus, where I'm going to talk about the personalities, different personalities, how they have got their success, what is their past and all. I will also be talking about what some historical places in India, if you would like to see those type of videos, if you want to know more about the Indian history, because I like to visit several places and I love taking photos and videos of those places, and to show them to you, I can show them by giving you important information about those places. So instead of making this just to be directed in one place, I am making this channel a bit more diverse rather than just making Linux customization videos. So thank you so much for watching this video. Do like, share and subscribe as I told you earlier. That's all, and I'll catch you in the next one.